We are live.
At the Artist Working Conference Committee in the State House, H.951 Conference Committee on the FY27 budget. We have a couple updates as we try to close things out. One is that we had talked about the education finance parts of the budget, and there was 150 still to be found. We had talked about 70, and then the education conference folks agreed to remove $100,000 out of the aid for instruction for merging districts.
Really? So that's now down to 750? No, 100,000.
800. Would be down to 800, yeah.
Okay. And I guess, they're the ones you get to decide.
Yeah.
So we can accept that.
Well, so that,
And then what does that get? What do we get to check off?
I don't know what we check out for that. I don't know if because that was just make sure that everything in the education transformation effort is lined up with the budget. I don't know if we actually had line to check off for that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
I don't think so.
If checking the numbers that we have, I have a list of.
If we have one like for other bills, we would find one. I don't think we had enough.
So the amount that we had, we found was 70.
And I think we do have, it's D104 on line 113.
Education transformation program.
Yeah.
Was there?
I guess that's we could consider that.
I think that's one. Add section state that transformation appropriates may be added to the bill, so I think we just did all that.
Yeah.
We can check that off. 95 is also part of this. James, I'm looking at this list that you gave me. 95 says Act 73 appropriation amendment, remove language to align with Senate H.951. I think we did that too.
I would assume that was all part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see 103 was part of what we had talked about that was on the chart.
Yeah.
83 we already did. That was so that takes care of the transformation.
One, something on
And 104,
maybe I'm thinking of all.
didn't we do with the transfer to the ed fund? Have we done that? Yeah, we haven't done
No,
that yet.
no.
Because we're waiting for
Yeah.
the renter rebate and the 100 million. Okay,
Right.
that's right. Marty will tell us that's done. You're meeting at 5?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we can't do that one yet. We've done higher ed. Renter rebate we can't do. Did we decide on dispatch yet?
We haven't decided, I haven't read this all carefully. I think even though we agreed in concept that I want to just
Okay.
read the language. It's hard to-
Is that with these copies?
These are copies.
Can we pass them out?
I would think so. Rich has one.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. Here's-
Yeah, Jim,
yeah, I got one.
okay. Jim, you got one already?
I do.
You have one?
I have one. Yeah.
So, well, would it be all right if, while you're reading it?
Yeah,
Representative Phelps would tell us.
Okay, in 935, which was the emergency management bill, there was a whole section about, in section 12, about the public communications dispatch or public communications system task force. Those of you who have been here for a while remember in 2022, we appropriated a total of, I believe, $11 million, thinking with the idea that we would develop a statewide communication system, so fire and police and emergency and everybody could communicate with each other. It included the PSAPs and the dispatch centers and a whole variety of things. It was a big life thing. And we appointed a task force, or maybe the first year we did not appoint a task force, but we gave them instructions. And then we appointed a task force, and the idea was to develop this statewide system. And there was $11 million appropriated in two different sections, one at 4.5 and one at 6.5 back in 2022. Over the course of time, we did create a task force to kind of coordinate it a little bit better and figure out what's going on. They did expend some money in 23, down to the tune of having 9 million left, 9.4. And then recently, the House GovOps Committee got involved in it and working with the task force. And the task force has been over the last couple of years to try to push things along and get things moving. And so they did agree on certain proposals that they wanted to do that. And there was a 200-page report at one point, another 60-page report, and most recently, I think it was only a 40-page report on guidelines of what they wanted to do and how they would go forward in a longer-term strategic plan. So in this year's emergency management bill, there are appropriated 3 particular items that are a total of $7 million coming from this $9 million that was a balance, leaving 2.542. And in the bill, we left that there balance and said, when they finish these 3 things, come back and talk to us again, and we'll talk about what are the next steps in this process. The Senate came through in your budget and appropriated this 2.5 to the Capital Fire Response Group, I believe their name is, which is a group here in Central Vermont of associated fire departments and police departments in the Ocean Network System. And they have a project partially ready to go that they would like funding for to go ahead. So Senator Parkslick worked with them, and we figured out that this money could go to that. I will have to advise you that the Department of Public Safety is reticent to assign this money to a specific group because it's for a statewide system. They just want to make sure that this particular project does fit in the whole scheme of things, and we're not going off on a tangent on something that won't fit everything else. So Senator Persilick drew some language which has several guardrails in it in terms of this group having to come back in a fairly short period of time, like October, with very detailed plans of exactly what they want to do, what the concept is, how it will fit with other parts of the state, how it will fit in the statewide program based on what has been suggested, with detailed costs and how they intend to actually roll it out, and can they roll it out in a reasonable amount of time, and do they have the money that's here is not sufficient to do the whole project. This money is only 2.5. Their total project is 5.5. But they think they have access to some grant money that would get them through to it. So that's part of these conditions that have to make sure that they indeed do get grant money so that they will complete the project. So all of that is under the auspices of the Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission, acting as their fiscal agent to keep track of all of the expenses and everything. So these various conditions indicate what they have to prove to us, not prove, but come back and confirm that their plans will indeed meet all of the requirements of the longer range plan, that they are approved indeed by DPS and the task force. They look at it, they all agree, okay, let's go forward with it. And part of this is appropriating $50,000 to DPS for them to hire a consultant to help them review the technical details in this plan to make sure that everything fits together. And if all of that happens, then the money could be released in November of this fall. And
Or 26 or 27.
of 26.
Oh.
So it's a short term that they have to get all their ducks in a row and work. Well, they claim they have it all figured out, but I'm sure there's some last minute details that have to be taken care of. So the money could be released, and then of course there's a report back. And I think we gave them a year and a half to complete the project. but coming back with reports, about 27 and 28, and how they're doing on this whole process. And then again, at the end, if there is any money left, it stays,
Comes back.
it comes back and it stays reserved until General Assembly decides to release it again, or other
Right.
projects. We do make it clear that it's our intent that this is a pilot project that will enable the state to determine an effective and efficient manner in which to implement similar projects in other parts of the state. And that the ultimate goal is building a statewide system. We are not promising that we'll look at
Right.
Caledonia County or Bennington County or Addison County or any place else, but we acknowledge that indeed that's the long-term goal.
Right.
And Senator Berksley put this together and I reviewed it and, the Department of Public Safety has reviewed it and the task force has reviewed it, and the people who work on this in-house government office carefully reviewed it as well. That's where we are.
That's a good job in explaining the whole thing. The only thing is that the Central Vermont project price has been reduced. If it's part of the statewide system, then the price is down.
Come down some.
So that they can, with the money that they have through the grants and this money, they have to.
So they're saving money by being part of a bigger project instead of going off of.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, that might be helpful.
Oh, that's what we
I
want
didn't
anyway.
realize that, right.
And Televate, who's a state contractor, designed their original project. So they think it's going to be pretty easy to
Integrate.
integrate.
So you're okay?
Yeah, I'm
with
okay
this?
with it.
You okay with this? Yep.
You guys are good.
Thank you for all the work you did.
Oh,
Yeah, both of you. That's a lot of work.
it's something I learned about this year.
Well, and you were on approach with this
When we started.
appropriated the whole money, so now you get to see it through.
Right.
Before you leave. So maybe we can cross that one off.
Yes.
Our list.
Is that 103?
I assume it's
103.
no, 113.
And 103.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
no, it's
C one
Yeah,
thirty, it's line one.
right.
line
It's line
103.
103.
Okay, that's very exciting.
Yeah, it's a big investment and
Yes,
I
Big
hope
project to get done. okay. So the only thing I'm aware of that's outside the task, the committees of conference, so the yield bill and the education bill, is this benefit of sisters, and we are working on that. That's proving thorny. And we're continuing to work on it, and we're gonna meet about it as soon as we're done here. So
Is the rent a rebate still?
That's the-
Part of the.
yield bill, that's part of it, yeah. Yeah, so I think as we look through all this, once again. Oh, and then have you thought on the contingent transactions? You guys thought of that?
Yes, I think we're okay with your. Now that we have the. with dispatch language, that we were.
Okay, so the year-end contingencies as we proposed it, so we can add that to the list. We're all sit different spots every time, so I'm looking down, when I first was there last time.
You don't want to sit behind me.
You do, well, you're doing a good job, you're excelling. Thank you. So, okay, so the contingency then is done. And I think everything else is year-end balance. Effective dates, reserves. So we really need to go work on the sisters to get that taken care of.
If that's with that, and
The yield,
then putting it all together.
that's
Yes.
the whole crew here gets to do all that work. Are we missing anything else that anybody can think of at this point?
Great, it's okay.
So,
What do you want to meet again?
well, as soon as we have something, we can let you know. The yield bill's meeting at 5 in 7 minutes. You have to go to the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That's just, I mean, they were, I have not. to get that checked.
All right, we're gonna work as fast as we can, but it's challenging right now. So we'll be in touch. I'm hoping within the next hour, we will have something.
Okay, let Elle know and then.
Yeah.
So that's.
Okay. I'm glad you still use smoke signals over here.
Right, chalkboard,